My name is Jared. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties we were just having. I started a new streaming service and I'm having difficulties with the person being able to come on, and it kept messing up. So we will do that episode again once I can get her over here and I can see what the problem is from her end. So I do apologize. However, she will be here probably commenting. So we had a really good episode planned, but I had to switch it up at the last minute. And I have been having some conversations with a few people, a few younger people who have been taught that the Democrat Party is the party of civil rights, that the Democrat Party is the one who always fights for civil rights, that the Democrat Party is the one who cares about minorities and lays and lesbians and gays and trans and all of those good things, right? That's what we all been taught. Um, and when I went to show them this video and talk with them about it, they didn't want to hear it at all. When I showed them the proof that no, you're wrong, the Democrats have halted every civil rights bill that's been out there. They have been the ones to hold it back, and that the Republicans are the ones who actually fight for everyone's civil rights. And they are completely blown away by that because everything they have been taught is the complete opposite. So today I'm going to go play a video. I'm going to pull up a link real quick and show you guys real quick that I'm right. And then I'm going to pull up a video where she explains it very well. And let's talk about it. Guys, I do have the live chat up. If you'd like to talk with me, ask me any questions. Tell me if my perception may be a little bit off. I'm here to learn from you guys as well, hopefully. I am starting to want to bring more guests on. If you would like to come on and talk with me, guys, you don't have to agree with me. As a matter of fact, I like people who can agree and disagree healthily because, like I said, that's how I learn as well. It makes me take a look at myself and why do I believe what I believe? Is it just because I've been taught that? Is it just because everybody around me says the same thing? It's about learning how to critically think, right? So part of our goal in our shows here is to show you how the media, how schools, how education, they all manipulate you. They use emotions. They divide us into little groups to separate us so that we don't ever actually talk to each other, because we would come to the conclusion that you and I are more alike than they want us to know. All right, guys. So saying that again, I do have the live chat pulled up. Sharon, thank you for being here. If you'd like to tell us what state you're watching from, go ahead. And again, if you have any questions, let's talk, guys. Let's talk. I am working on finding different ways to do this show to make it more interesting for you guys. And I will be doing some more on my Unseen Realm soon. The Unseen Realm channel is for Bible, faith, supernatural, aliens, UFO, anything in those topics, guys. That's what the Unseen Realm is for. So if you are interested in that stuff, then let me know, and I'd love to bring you on that channel and talk with you. Sharon says she's from Texas, and we are from Texas as well. Let us know what state you guys are watching from. And guys, again, if you disagree with me, don't be afraid to put it up there and talk with me. I know that sometimes when I make videos, I can be loud and be aggressive, but guys, I promise you, it's just part of my personality that I use to my benefit sometimes on here. I know how to control that. Okay, let's get into it. So I'm going to pull up this link from the History Channel because I had a guy telling me yesterday, that the mean old racist Republicans are only after the border because they don't like Hispanics or they don't like colored people coming into their country. I mean, for Christ's sakes, I've lived in Texas my whole life, and I live on the Gulf, and we have a lot of diversity here. I would bet that this state has more diversity than most states in the union. I don't know that for sure, for fact, but I would bet on that. Remember, guys, the Democrats make it about race. The Democrats make it about sex. The Democrats make it about identity, and then we just respond to that. But that's how they get you to think that we're the bigots. They tell you some certain thing, they say something to us, and we respond to that like, no, that's not right. And immediately, see, I told you they're bigots. That's what they do. It's their game. That's how the Democrats survive. Why do you think they jump from group to group to group? Why do you think the black community is getting really fed up? Because everything that the Democrats have been promising them, they are now giving to illegal aliens. The wokesters got exactly what they wanted: free education, free health care, free housing, bills paid, food paid. But guess what? The citizens didn't get it. The illegals did. You seeing who the Democrat Party is now? All right, let's get into it, guys. This is a History Channel link. And I was told by this young gentleman that the mean old Republicans created the KKK and that we're all just the KKK. So let's go through a little history lesson here. Let me make sure you guys can see that. All right, good to go. Again, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. Yeah. Let's just do this first. All right. Founded in 1865, the KKK extended into almost every southern state by 1870, became a vehicle for white southern resistance to the Republican Party's Reconstruction. Do I need to read that sentence again? It was created to be a resistance to the Republican Party's Reconstruction era policies, aimed at establishing political and economic equality for Black Americans. Well, damn, I thought the Democrats were for the Black Americans. Its members waged an underground campaign of intimidation and violence directed at white and Black Republican leaders. Though Congress passed legislation designed to curb the Klan's terrorism, the organization saw its primary goal the reestablishment of white supremacy. The Democrats love using white supremacy against us. Are you seeing the pattern? My goal here is to show patterns as well. Everything the Democrats call us, like white supremacy maggots, MAGAs, or whatever, yet they are them. The reestablishment of white supremacy is what the Democrats wanted, fulfilled through Democratic victories in state legislation across the South in 1870s. Let's jump down here and see if there's a little bit more on it. A group of including many former Confederate veterans, founded the first branch of the Ku Klux Klan as a social club, and I'm not even going to say that word. I will destroy it. In Tennessee in 1865. Cut it out. Sorry about that. My baby's there. My daughter must be home. The first two words of the organization's name supposedly derived from the Greek word kyklos, meaning circle. Okay, and then I'm going to jump down. Nathan Bedford Forrest was chosen as the first leader or grand wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. All right, I'm going to stop sharing there, and I'm going to go over to the video. So again, history tells us that it was not the Republican Party. No matter what your high school teacher tells you, no matter what your college teacher tells you, it was the Democrats. The Democrats have fought against every civil rights bill that we've ever put out there, every single one of them. And while they do that, they point the finger at us, calling us the bigots. That's how they manipulate the younger generation. So by the time they're teenagers and into their 20s, they view Republicans the way they actually should be viewing Democrats. And let's get into this video. She does this very well. It's called The Inconvenient Truth About the Democratic Party from PragerU.
When you think about racial equality and civil rights, which political party comes to mind? The Republicans or the Democrats? Most people would probably say the Democrats, but this answer is incorrect. Since its founding in 1829, the Democratic Party has fought against every major civil rights initiative and has a long history of discrimination. The Democratic Party defended slavery, started the Civil War, opposed Reconstruction, founded the Ku Klux Klan, imposed segregation, perpetrated lynchings, and fought against the Civil Rights Acts of the 1950s and 1960s. In contrast, the Republican Party was founded in 1854 as an anti-slavery party. Its mission was to stop the spread of slavery into the new Western territories with the aim of abolishing it entirely. This effort, however, was dealt a major blow by the Supreme Court in the 1857 case, Dred Scott versus Sandford. The court ruled that slaves aren't citizens, they're property. The 7 justices who voted in favor of slavery, all Democrats. The 2 justices who dissented, both Republicans. The slavery question was, of course, ultimately resolved by a bloody civil war. The commander-in-chief during that war was the first Republican president, Abraham Lincoln, the man who freed the slaves. 6 days after the Confederate Army surrendered, John Wilkes Booth, a Democrat, assassinated President Lincoln. Lincoln's vice president, a Democrat named Andrew Johnson, assumed the presidency. But Johnson adamantly opposed Lincoln's plan to integrate the newly freed slaves into the South's economic and social order. Johnson and the Democratic Party were unified in their opposition to the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery, the 14th Amendment, which gave Blacks citizenship, and the 15th Amendment, which gave Blacks the vote. All
You hear that? So again, next time someone tells you that the Democrats are for the people, especially for the minorities or the groups that they divide us into, just remind them of this. Democrats have opposed every single civil rights bill.
all 3 passed only because of universal Republican support. During the era of Reconstruction, federal troops stationed in the South helped secure rights for the newly freed slaves. Hundreds of Black men were elected to Southern state legislatures as Republicans, and 22 Black Republicans served in the U.S. Congress by 1900. The Democrats did not elect a Black man to Congress until 1930.
So the Republicans had the first Black congressman and 22 of them. The Democrats didn't even get one in until 1935. Very important.
But after Reconstruction ended, when the federal troops went home, Democrats roared back into power in the South. They quickly reestablished white supremacy across the region with measures.
What'd she say then? The Democrats. The Democrats quickly reestablished white supremacy. Remind them of that.
Like Black codes, laws that restricted the ability of Blacks to own property and run businesses, and they imposed poll taxes and literacy tests used to subvert Black citizens' right to vote. And how was all of this enforced? By terror, much of it instigated by the Ku Klux Klan, founded by a Democrat, Nathan Bedford Forrest. As historian Eric Foner, himself a Democrat, notes, in effect, the Klan was a military force serving the interests of the Democratic Party.
That sure sounds like the woke community today, doesn't it? You know, all those Antifa or Black Lives Matter or any of the wokesters that they get out, their minions that they get out to go and attack us, call us name, point the finger at us. They haven't changed at all. Not one bit. They have just convinced their voters that they're something that they're not. They have pulled off the biggest con I've ever seen in my life.
President Woodrow Wilson, a Democrat, shared many views with the Klan. He resegregated many federal agencies and even screened the first movie ever played at the White House, the racist film, The Birth of a Nation, originally entitled The Klansman. A few decades later, the only serious congressional opposition to the landmark Civil Rights Act of 1964 came from Democrats. 80% of Republicans in Congress supported the bill, less than 70% of Democrats did. Democratic senators filibustered the bill for 75 days until Republicans mustered the few extra votes needed to break the logjam. And when all of their efforts to enslave Blacks, keep them enslaved, and then keep them from voting had failed, the Democrats came up with a new strategy. If Black people are going to vote, they might as well vote for Democrats. As President Lyndon Johnson was.
Did y'all catch that? This is where the Democrats use education to teach young children that there was a party switch. Now, when you think of that, when you truly think of that, the party switch, we know for a fact Republicans have fought for the civil rights. We know for a fact Republicans fought to free the slaves. Hey, Mary Beth, glad you're here. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments or questions, I will answer them. Let me know. The Republicans ended segregation, while Joe Biden at that time still said openly on camera that he did not want his kids going to school with your kids. The Republicans ended Jim Crow. And then you see what they did there? Lyndon B. Johnson said, well, hold on a minute. I know how to do this. Let's get them over to our side. This is where they started teaching the party switch. It never happened, people. Do you think after all of that, that the Republicans just had some epiphany and decided, oh man, I can't believe I fought to free the slaves. I can't believe I fought to get them into schools with us. I can't believe I fought to end Jim Crow. Man, I should have agreed with them all along. Hey, Democrats, you want to switch sides? It is the dumbest argument I've ever heard in my life. There was never a party switch. The only party switch that ever happened is happening right now as we watch the Democrats turn into the communists. All right, let's play some more of that.
Was purported to have said about the Civil Rights Act, I'll have them voting Democrat for 200 years. So now the Democratic Party prospers on the votes of the very people it has spent much of its history oppressing. Democrats falsely claim that the Republican Party is the villain, when in reality, it's the failed policies of the Democratic Party that have kept Blacks down. Massive government welfare has decimated the Black family. Opposition to school choice has kept them trapped in failing schools. Politically correct policing has left Black neighborhoods defenseless against violent crime. So when you think about racial equality and civil rights, which political party should come to mind? I'm Carol Swain, professor of political science and law at Vanderbilt University for Prager University.
Thank you, Carol. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, I understand being taught something your whole life, and then when you get older, you learn that most of what you've been taught is a lie. Not only a lie, but completely twisted, and to make the Democrats look like they were the good guys all along. And y'all know I've got no love for this Republican Party. They're cowards. They don't do their job. This border stuff could have been handled had the new speaker just shut the government down a few weeks ago, but they don't have a spine. The Republicans today are mostly Democrats. And that's the sad reality, is we're fighting a uniparty here who has turned against the people and divides us into groups, and we continually fight with one another instead of focusing on the policies, not the person. There are a lot of politicians I think I like, but I have no doubt in my mind that they would sell me up the river in a heartbeat. I do not vote based on the person. I vote based on policy. And I know that we can't always know if they're going to get in and do what they say they're going to do. But we know for a fact Donald Trump did everything he said he was going to do last time. No new wars. And look at what the Democrats are doing now. They are setting it up so if he does get back in, well, they can go ahead and blame the wars on him, even though Joe Biden spent 4 years not only allowing, but funding with our tax money an invasion into this country. So again, guys, do not let them lie to you and manipulate you. Research it, dig into. Don't just listen to me either. I could be wrong on things. Anything I talk about, I highly encourage you to go look for yourself. I only hear one side in this country telling you that if you don't do your own research, you'll end up being a conspiracy theorist. Isn't that the same? I mean, the same concepts of manipulation and propaganda. The Democrats know their history. They know it. And it's not just their history. Again, based off of that video of what we have seen back then, what they tell you today, watch what they tell you and then watch what they actually do. That's important. And guys, I'm not against voting for a Democrat in this country. If a Democrat could get rid of all the woke BS, all this freaking trans nonsense, all this stealing our tax money to send to other countries. There's $118 billion bill that they were going to try and pass through. Thank God that we complained enough on social media that they ended the bill. Sorry about that. I guess with gray in my hair, it looked like I had something there. My goodness, I'm getting more gray hair. Anyways, so yeah, it's not. I'm just gonna move on. I got a brain fart. I guess I partied too many times when I was younger. Let's see if I have any comments or questions. All right, they're talking. If y'all have any comments or questions, please let me know. Like I said, I have no issue saying I'm wrong here. I have no issue saying, you know what? That's right. I'm good with that. I want to learn from you as well. All right, so I'm going to pull up on TikTok and just kind of choose some videos and kind of talk here. I'm at 20 minutes. We'll go about another 9 minutes or so, and that should be good enough. Hold on one second, guys. So I played a video yesterday, but I want to play this again because it's very important because I see I have some new people in here watching. This video will teach every one of us, and I should learn a lesson from this as well because of what I'm doing. I'm sorry. So I thought somebody said they couldn't hear. Because of what I'm doing, I should learn from this teacher. This teacher handles this better than I've seen in a very long time. And we all need to do that. So check this out. It is very important that we learn to teach the younger generation how to critically think, how to not just go with the crowd, but to just check it out. Let's see this. Hold on, it froze up, guys. Sorry about that.
So these guys want to talk about J.K. Rowling? Is that so? What's going on with that? What do you want to know?
She's had a pretty controversial past. I just want to know, like, what are your thoughts on it? Like, do you still like her work despite her bigoted opinions?
So let's get specific, though. Let's define bigoted opinions. What opinions are bigoted? We're going to treat this as a thought experiment. I'm not going to say what's right or wrong or what way to think. The whole point is to learn how to think, not what to think.
Yeah.
So when you say bigot, you're starting with the conclusion that given her bigoted opinions.
Yeah.
So first, let's start with, does she have bigoted opinions? So when you say bigoted opinions,
she has had a history of being extremely transphobic, I've heard.
Hey, you've heard. So what? Can you give me an example?
If you look at her Twitter, I think you could see a few things. If you want, I could try and find
see
something.
See if you can find one.
So, one of these tweets that she came up with in 2019, she said, "Dress however you please, call yourself whatever you like, sleep with any consenting adult who will have you live your best life in peace and security, but force women out of their jobs for stating that sex is real."
So you find that bigoted? What do you find about
it? Was deemed transphobic. Like, I myself.
Do you find that transphobic yourself?
I don't really have an opinion on it, but I'm just going with what a lot of other people have said.
So let's pause it. Let's not go with what other people are saying. Let's try and learn how to critically think. So let's analyze the tweet ourselves. So that statement, do you see anything problematic disregarding other people's opinions?
She did try and pin some things on a specific group of people.
Where does she do that? Can you read that?
But force women out of their jobs for stating that sex is real.
So when I hear that, I'm interpreting that as meaning if a woman says that, saying that there's a difference between men and female and then being attacked as transphobic, I think that's what she's saying by attacking someone for stating that sex is real.
That is exactly what she's saying.
Is that transphobic to you?
So, to me, no. Stating that sex is real is not transphobic. It's just a fact of life. It exists.
So is there anything you disagree with in that tweet?
In that tweet, I can't really see anything that I myself disagree with, but I can see why some people would think, oh, this is offensive. We can't have that here or something. Because
Sure.
There's an apology tweet.
Let's read that. What did she say there? I haven't read that.
I respect every trans person's right to live any way that feels authentic and comfortable to them. I'd march with you if you were discriminated against on the basis of being trans. At the same time, my life has been shaped by being female. I do not believe it is hateful to say so.
You see anything problematic there?
She's apologizing, so no, not really. If I could read it again.
It sounds like a very similar statement as what she was just.
He handled that very well. He forced that student to take all the nonsense that other people tell him out of his brain to read what was actually said. And it's amazing how he came to the conclusion, just like any sane person would, that in no way was transphobic. That's how they do this. That's the game they play. All right, let's check out another video. Sharon, if you can't hear me, try refreshing your page. Go out of it and come back into it. Let's go check out a couple more videos, guys, and then that'll be it. But if you have any comments or questions for me, I will do that. I will answer them and respond to you before I get off. So if you have any comments or questions, let us know. And don't forget, you can help support us by going to vandystreet.com. I want to do a giveaway for one of these tumblers, and I've said in multiple of my Rumble videos, but nobody's commented yet. So let's try it again here. If you are interested in winning one of these tumblers, put in the comments or the live chat, Texas. And I will enter you into a giveaway. And this Saturday evening, I will do a live drawing. I will give people a few days to put in the comments. All you have to do is put Texas if you're interested in winning one of our tumblers. It has to be one of the sublimation tumblers. I would like for it to be this one, but I will allow you to choose another one. All right, let's check another video out. There we go.
I'm curious if you liberals recognize that everything you fought for has been given to the illegal immigrants. Let's think about what you guys are fighting for. Free healthcare, free housing, free phones, universal basic income with no work required. Yeah, every single one of those things has been given to the illegal immigrants. They're getting free healthcare paid for by you, the taxpayer. They're getting free housing. New York just approved $173 million. They can spend $3,000 a month giving free housing to illegal immigrant families. Free phones? They all get that at the border. So when they're given their court date in 2026, they're expecting them to answer that phone and show up to the trial. And then universal basic income with no work requirement? New York just approved $53 million so that they can give every one of these illegal immigrants $1,000 a month on a prepaid credit card. And the requirement was that these illegal immigrants had to promise they were only going to use it for food and baby products. No actual restrictions on the card or anything. Just the word of people who already violated our laws by crossing into our country. So I just wanted to congratulate the liberals on getting everything that they asked for. Well, they didn't get it. But hey, at least all your work got somebody that free shit. I'm curious.
He's right. He's right. He's dead on. Like I said at the beginning of it, it's kind of it's like living in the what was it, Twilight Zone. I mean, everything you guys have been voting for, you actually got it, but not you. They gave it to somebody else who has not put into the system, who has not even done it. They broke the law to get here. Hell, they break the law, they can beat up cops and leave. I mean, yeah. Congratulations. So let's check out one more video real quick. Where did it go? Where did it go? Here it is.
And why they always run around telling you about a democracy? It's not a democracy. No democracy was established here. I don't know what anyone's talking about, except that somebody's been setting you up to steal your birthrights. And as soon as a politician, I don't care who they are, start running their mouth and start saying democracy, immediately recognize that they're an enemy. Forget about what they say. Forget about whether they're smiling. Forget about whether they're nice guys. They belong to the secret society of clubs of inquisitionists whose mission was to overthrow the United States Republic. Do you understand? And to institute and maintain slavery bureaucratically. Do you understand? I don't care if they say something in your favor. Do you understand? Don't be deceived.
Very smart man. And that TikTok page is Let's Go Another Round FTG. All righty here. Let's do one more.
Liberal women are complaining that they can't go out at night due to all the dangers of all the men running around. And yet they sign petitions allowing biological men into women's bathrooms.
Oh my goodness. It's better than watching TV. It's better than watching an episode of Scandal or freaking House of Cards, isn't it? All right, guys. Thank you so much for all the love and support. We truly do appreciate it. It means the world. If you haven't yet, would you kindly smash that like button? If you comment below, it will also help us get seen more. If you would share this video on your social media with your friends and your family, it will help us get seen more as well. And we do truly, truly appreciate it. We like to give back to you guys, which is why I talked about doing the giveaway. Me and my wife, she does all the artwork. Sometimes I help her with AI to make images and stuff like that, but she's the real artist. She's the one that does all of it. And the link to her website is in the description below. And so are other ways that you could possibly help us if you so desire. Thank you so much. I still, every day, just remember, I'm interested in bringing you on if you'd like to come and talk with me, because I want to learn from you guys as well. All right, let's see if we have any comments or questions before I get out of here. MB Rum says, especially interested in hearing your views as someone of the older generation. Just like I'm interested, I need to hear your views. I need to learn from you guys. That was the whole point of me trying to bring my Sharon on a minute ago, so y'all could hear from a boomer. We had it set up. We were going to ask questions, and we will do that episode again. And Mary Beth, if you're interested in coming on and doing that, I'll bring both of y'all on at the same time. Our goal is to try and reach the younger generation and help them understand, help them learn how to recognize patterns, recognize the patterns in the BS bills that they create. Like, why can't they just vote on our border, solely on our border, to protect our land, to protect our citizens, to protect our border all the way around? Why must they throw in Ukraine? And why must they throw in Israel? Why can't we protect our border? They were going to put $20 billion not to protect our border. That 20 billion was going to go to processing people in faster. And on top of that, it would have allowed 1.8 million to come in illegally, but really legalized, and it would have taken away states' rights to do what Texas is doing right now. It is very important that we learn to read the bills and talk to one another about it, because those people in Washington will try every loophole to fool us. And that's why they add 50,000 different things into one bill. They call it the border bill. Well, hell, they should have called it the Ukraine border bill, because they were getting 60 billion. Now, why is it so important for the Democrats to protect Ukraine's border, but leave our border wide open? all while telling you that we're the mean old racist Republicans. Guys, again, thank you so much. God bless. Y'all have a wonderful day. I will see y'all tomorrow.